Hi, everyone. First, I hope that you and your loved ones are healthy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tracy Pachaki, the owner of Illustrated Designs. My creative team and I work with a lot of small and mid-market businesses that are struggling right now. And after 25 years in the industry, I have a lot of information and tips to share about marketing and events, even during difficult times like these. And I've been sharing those on our social media posts. However, I can only share so many tips myself, and because I want to help as many people as I can during this time. And I'm honored to know some incredible leaders and industry experts that also want to help. I've launched this series of interviews to help you run your small business during social distancing. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know. My team and I are here to help. But today, I'm so excited to speak with Michelle Kane from Voice Matters. Voice Matters is a marketing and public relations agency serving small businesses. And I know firsthand that she also does some incredible voiceover work. So, hi,
Yeah.
Michelle.
Hi, Tracy. How are you?
I'm doing as well as can be expected. And
I
you?
know. Yeah. I'm doing okay. And even the part of me that's not okay, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay right now is the theme of life. Yeah,
And, we're stronger together. So it's great that we can at
we
least
are.
communicate this way.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead.
did I miss anything in your introduction? Anything
No,
you want to
no,
add?
no. That's pretty much it. I bring the full service agency experience to small business. Really ideally, if you're without a marketing department or need some help in that realm and just, been trying to cobble it together yourself and find yourself struggling, well, there's a reason. That's not your job. You have a job. And so my job is to come in and help you and get you known and make sure everybody knows about all the great services that these different businesses provide to make lives better. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So I think that a lot of us have comfort in knowing that we're not alone in whatever we're feeling or experiencing.
Yeah.
So, as someone that also works in the marketing industry,
Yeah.
I have a multi-part question that I'd love to hear your answers to. So,
Okay.
um, your clients, I'm curious to know what they've been struggling with
Yeah.
and how they have needed to adjust with regard to social distancing or shutdowns, how they're adjusting, as well as any advice or tips or resources that you can give or share to anyone else who might be in a similar position. And feel free to introduce your dog.
Okay, yeah, my coworker Finnegan has decided to take that first question. Actually, it's true. Keep on barking. Maybe we could put that in a nutshell.
There you go.
Yeah. So I have a little bit of a mix. I have some clients are able to work remotely, and really their line of work is in finance and that sort of thing. So they've, really stepped up to the plate as being thought leaders and trying to keep their audiences and the public at large informed. Um, and a couple of my clients are shut down. They're not deemed fully essential. One is partly essential. So really, and in a way, this is a pivot that should have been probably made a little stronger before. And I really apologize. He's not being quiet.
That's
Vinny,
okay.
it's fine. Stop. Okay. Live
This
teasing.
is what everyone's having to
Young
deal with
Tyler.
right now.
I know. He'll probably bark the whole time, but that's okay. So yeah, we've made a stronger pivot to virtual and digital, and there have been some mechanisms. One is an auto dealership, and they have had the mechanism in place as an industry where you can pretty much do almost your entire transaction online. So this is really pushing us in that direction hard. There are certain things in Pennsylvania that you still need to sign. So so they're still you're not really able to fully function just yet. But I see a future where, when we get back to whatever normal will be, that might be a nice third pillar for them. Whereas, okay, we're making money this way. Oh, we could do a little bit more with the type of consumer that wants to shop that way and doesn't really want to come on the lot and deal with us. So, but right now we're just, and we're not, selling, even those that are still, having a digital presence. I think it's, clearly, yes, there are offers, but as we spoke offline, some of the offers, even though they're illogical in that, oh, that's a big purchase right now. Oh, but it could pull up some cash flow for me in my budget. So it might not make sense to get a new car, but if I don't have a payment for 6 months, that makes sense for me right now.
Right.
So things like that. So no, we're not overtly selling. It's more any client, and I would say this anytime, honestly, um, not just during these really stressful times. Be helpful, be educational, help your customer, get to know them through the screen as best you can.
Hmm.
And, then who's going to be top of mind when they actually find, have a need.
Right.
So that's always my strategy.
Right. So in a way, I find that a lot of us are getting back to basics, not anything new. We're not recreating the wheel. However, we're finding new opportunities where people didn't necessarily think, oh
Right,
yeah, why would I buy a car online?
right,
But oh,
right.
well, you know what? If I can do a huge search and not have to leave the comfort of my home
Yeah,
and then just do the last bits of things face to face, it saves everyone some time, I think, and opens up your world. So I know we've been talking to neighbors, from a good distance,
right, sure.
but some of their companies had never thought in the past that they could ever work from home. They're like, nope, this is not something that we are ever going to be able to do. And now they're learning that they can.
Yes.
So there are opportunities because you know what? Some people have an hour commute each way.
Yeah.
They now have 2 hours added back to their day.
Yes. That's a great added benefit too. And you often wonder, especially in larger companies, if the whole work from home resistance was due to trust. I don't trust you're going to get the work done, or
Yeah.
and it's just, it's also it's the way we've always done things, and it's working out fine. So,
Right.
why would we want to shake up a new initiative when there's other things to look to? But now that we're all forced to work from home, I mean, both you and I were grateful that that's always been our way.
Hmm.
So, and thanks to capabilities like this, we can still do face to face in creative ways. In fact, I've a couple of the organizations I belong to, chambers, we've been doing these different Zoominars, and I've found even if it's 20 people on a screen, it's really provided a place where people have been more vulnerable, and I'm sure that's due to circumstance as well as the forum, than they would ever have been in, say, a regular member luncheon or something like that. So it's really kind of strengthening relationships in new ways with new people,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
think has been pretty
I,
cool.
I also wanted to bring up something we were chatting about before we went live, that getting back to basics, I in marketing school learned Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I think a lot of psychology majors also did, but we're at that bottom of that triangle right now where we are looking to take care of our safety and our physiological needs first. So if something isn't, if your product or service isn't necessarily needed right now, you do want to stay top of mind. But like you said, adding value by being helpful with your tips is so important. Have you
Oh,
seen anything with your clients in that realm?
oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, even just, if it might not be the norm, well, first of all, sharing resources, right? So if I am seeing posts about, oh, here's an opportunity for a grant, or if you know anyone who's food insecure, there's a new pop-up food bank, or even outside the box job opportunities, I'll share, we'll share. It's as simple as a share.
Yeah.
It just shows that, hey, we care enough about you that if you're not okay, here are some opportunities. Or even, thinking of tips on your own, or, just trying to provide a little laugh even within the realm. So my dog grooming client, I'll look for, funny pet videos, or, especially the hair salon. I'm sure you've seen all the memes of, one is an old time car racing through the streets, me when I can get to my hair appointment,
Yeah.
just silly things that just kind of, day brighteners are much needed.
Yeah.
And, even just general tips, not necessarily touching on the virus, because goodness knows we're getting enough of that. And not that you want to discount the importance of that, but just trying to be helpful in new and different ways. And just really, I mean, because I say this, it's on my website, I live it, I breathe it. Business is relationship. So what you really want to be doing online is continuing to strengthen that relationship. And, even writing, if you're posting, post in your own voice. If you're a business owner and you've never done this, and, just talk to your audience, do a Facebook Live and just say, hey, friends, this is so-and-so. I own this business. You may or may not know me. Just want to let you know we're thinking of you. And, if there's any way we can help each other, because you don't know if you don't ask, you don't know what needs someone has that maybe someone else in your circle can meet.
Right. Absolutely. One of the things, because you also work with PR, have you seen any right or wrong ways to promote the doing good that some companies are doing right now? I'm not, you don't have to mention company names because I don't want to do that. But I know I personally I've seen a couple commercials that I'm like, yeah, they're doing that right. And then I saw one, I'm like,
oh, really?
You're promoting yourself, you're promoting yourself more than the good you're doing.
I have to, I haven't seen any major fails that come to mind, which, I'm sure I could find them if I look for them.
But obviously that's a fine line that you need to walk, right?
Yeah. And, exactly. I think even, the larger companies, like Verizon's giving you extra data, this, that, and the other. Now, look, at the end of the day, we know they're not entirely altruistic. We know they just want to keep you as a customer. And that's, we get the transaction aspect of it. But yeah, giving a little extra and yeah, there's that fine line between bragging and just informing, right?
Yeah.
Of hey, we know this is a rough time right now. We're going to do this. We're doing this initiative or, help us out. I know even a couple of my clients, normally would be the hub for that kind of thing. But if you're closed, I've been mulling that in my mind. Okay, how can we still be helpful? And again, it just goes back to, well, I can share things through our channels and we can do it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to look up some PR fails because I don't want to know, but I'm positive they are out there.
Yeah. I mean, most have been positive, but every once in a while, there's the one that you cringe.
Oh, yeah. I'd say most of the major brands have been handling things, fairly well.
Okay.
Yeah, and, but oh yeah, there's always one or two that just make you go, oh, why?
Yeah. Well, everybody's still learning and adjusting and trying to figure out.
Taking the temperature. Yeah. Who let that get to air? What happened?
Yeah. So anything that we didn't cover, that any additional resources or tips or any topics that you think that people would want to know that could really help them right now?
I think, as you're looking at your bottom line, certainly the first instinct is always to stop marketing. And this is absolutely not the time to stop. And I'm not saying you have to, keep everything going full throttle. No, of course not. I'm a big fan of, scaling the scope. It's not that we'll water things down, but we can certainly, do a little bit less, but do it more meaningfully. So again, just people are, what are we doing all day? Okay, we're getting exercise, we're doing this, that, and the other, but screen time's up. So, be there. So, and even if it gets a little too arduous for you to, be posting frequently, and of course you're fighting the algorithm. So, do a little Facebook ad, do like a little $25 monthly Facebook ad. It's better than nothing. And, you still want to maintain a presence, be helpful, try and be a problem solver for your constituency. And maintain some type of presence in some way. And if that involves, oh, hey, mom in the background, if that involves being a helper, all the better, be a helper.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I know that people are definitely going to get a lot of information out of this to help them to know which way to move forward at this point. So,
yeah, I'm available. If anyone has any questions, hit me up. Tracy's got all our information out there. So
yeah, I'll add your contact information in the link or the comments so that people can find you. And I don't know, I think you've watched Seth's interview from Tuesday. I always like to end these on a positive note with something that we're grateful for. So
oh, gosh.
I am grateful right now for everyone that is keeping our grocery stores stocked. They are honestly, they're just... they are actually putting their lives on the line, and they are they're making me feel more comfortable. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful for that. So, and how about you?
I agree with you there. And, anyone on the front lines, I have, family that works for the post office, and,
Mm,
they've been reporting to work, and thankfully they're still okay. But, that's okay. That, doesn't mean like, ooh, mine are okay. But, you want everyone to be okay. And yeah, I mean, even when I try
yeah.
to say thank you in the grocery store, I start to choke up half the way. I'm like, okay, I'm sure they don't want people crying at them when they're just like, just be on your way.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
know.
grateful for that. Grateful for health so far. That every day, especially during allergy season, you're like, oh no, it's allergies. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just such a paranoid time. But I've really been heartened that I've seen more compassion and caring and sharing than I have, considering how comfortable our country is overall.
Hmm.
Than people throwing tantrums or really just being horrible. So that's been a huge point of gratitude for me, is just seeing how most everyone I've seen has just really stepped up and said, you know what, this really stinks, but let's see
We're
the
in this together.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So, but
Well, that's awesome.
thank you for this forum. I think it's going to be really helpful to so many
Oh,
people.
well, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you and your insight for sure. So we're going to end there, but I want to invite everyone to please check out our other interviews for tips. We've done, I think this is our fourth one. Our next one is going to be on Tuesday, April 14th at 1:00 with Donna Sardula. She is the founder and president of Vision Board Media. She is such an early adopter. I think she's an expert for LinkedIn. I think she joined LinkedIn in 2005.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And she literally has written the book on it. She is the author of LinkedIn Profile Optimizations for Dummies. So there's going to be a lot of great information with that. So until then, stay home and stay healthy.